Up next is Ms. Shanahan. You have the floor for 5 minutes, please.
Well, thank you very much, Chair, and I want to thank the witnesses for being here today on this topic. I'm afraid that I have to speak about something as a member here. This is the 19th or the 20th meeting, I believe, that Public Accounts is holding on this topic, because of course we were very much seized with the Auditor General's report regarding the lack of documentation and so on around ArriveCAN. But now we're getting, 19th or 20th meeting. I've lost track, and members here have become concerned with the scheduling of meetings. So forgive me, I will have questions for you, but it's very important to me that we have some not only clarification on our schedule going forward. We've experienced meetings being called randomly, witnesses being changed, changes in the type of meetings that have occurred. And we have other reports that we need to discuss in this committee, namely around an issue that's very important to the people of my riding, which is around biodiversity. And Chair, I want to put on notice the following motion. That given that nature is an integral part of Canadian culture and Canadian identity and provides unmeasurable value to our society, wildfires across Canada are impacting communities, the health of Canadians, and exacerbating the climate and biodiversity crises. Every industry relies on a biodiverse supply of natural resources to function. The world is experiencing an unprecedented biodiversity crisis. There are more than 1 million species facing extinction globally, including 640 at-risk species in Canada. The rapid decline in biodiversity threatens the foundations of our economy, our food security, our health, and our quality of life, and poses serious and irreversible risks to our communities and livelihoods. There is a climate emergency, as declared by this House on June 17, 2019. Nature and climate are intertwined, and you cannot solve one crisis without solving the other. That the committee commits to studying 2022 Report 7, Protecting Aquatic Species at Risk, on June 13, 2023, Report 2, Follow-up on the Recovery of Species at Risk, on June 18, 2023, and Report 2023, Report 3, Discretionary Powers to Protect Species at Risk, on June 20th, 2024. I think that's intended to be 2024, June 18, 2024. I have a copy of the motion to give to the clerk. And with that, I want to proceed to my questions. We haven't heard from Tech Systems yet. Mr. Loshman, can you please tell us how Tech Systems became engaged with the government on the development of ArriveCAN?
Thank you for the question. Mr. Chair, as I mentioned in my opening statement, Tech Systems did not have an ArriveCAN contract. We bid on and won 2 contracts through an open, fair, and competitive process to provide staff augmentation services to CBSA. We were providing professionals to them, and those professionals worked at the direction of CBSA. CBSA asked us for resources, and they placed them on the ArriveCAN project.
Thank you for that. And indeed, you're a subcontractor in the ArriveCAN contract.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. Tech Systems was a prime contractor direct with CBSA.
Thank you very much. Chair, I now move that the committee immediately conduct a study into the flagrant disregard for public funds exercised by Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party of Canada members of Parliament, who expensed their travel costs, hotels, and per diems to travel to Quebec City for the Conservative Party of Canada partisan convention in September 2023, as a matter of the public interest, and report its findings to the House. Chair, I have discussed this motion in a previous meeting. We didn't get to conclude on that, to debate further on that, but I think that it behooves this committee, being the Public Accounts Committee, to investigate the abuse of taxpayer funds, as we have seen by the Conservative Party of Canada. It's a matter of utmost importance that members here all conduct themselves in the way that they expect contractors and subcontractors to conduct themselves with the use of public funds. So, Chair, you'll recall that I spoke about what some third parties had to say about this report that was in the media a couple of weeks ago.
Just, Mr. Shanahan, you're moving to resume debate, is that right, on this motion?
I am moving this motion,
Right.
yes.
I'm ruling this motion out of order for this committee. This committee has, this is a matter for Procedure and House Affairs or the Board of Internal Economy. So on that, you are out of time. I'm going to begin
Chair?
our next.
I challenge your ruling.
Point of order.
Yes.
Point of order before the ruling.
Well, the chair has been challenged, and I think I have to go directly to the vote on that. So
Can't we just vote on the motion and dispose of it so we can get back to this business?
well, I already have a speakers list on this motion, so it won't be a snap vote, Mr. Desjardins. So we do a subcommittee meeting on Monday. We can bring it up then, but chair has been challenged. Mr. Clerk, could you call the roll call on that, please?
Sorry, point of order. What is the vote on exactly? It's the vote on the challenge?
Yes,
Sustained?
the clerk will explain. It's probably sure restate it, but Ms. Killiard has challenged my ruling, which, if you vote to affirm my decision, we continue with the witnesses. If you vote against my ruling, we will turn to the motion, and I'm sure debate that for the remainder of the committee. Is that right, Mr. Clerk? At least on the results. So yes.
So the option to just vote on it, dispose of it, and get back to the meeting isn't possible. That would be my preference.
Then you would want to vote to affirm my decision.
I understand.
Well, is it not? Pardon me. Sorry. Sorry. I'll turn it over to the clerk then. Sorry.
So the vote is on shall the chair's ruling be sustained, which is to say shall the chair's ruling be upheld. If the chair's ruling is upheld, the motion would be admissible and be allowed to be moved. So shall the
No, that's not right. If my ruling is
Point of order.
upheld,
Sorry, if you're-
sorry, go
if my ruling is
is-
upheld, we get back to the meeting and the
Correct.
motion can be yes.
if the ruling is
For
overturned,
clarity, Chair, the motion would then no longer be able to come to this committee. Is that correct? That was your ruling, if my understanding is correct?
The clerk said an identical motion could not be moved again.
Point of order.
Yes.
Is it possible by unanimous consent to just deal with the vote or deal with the motion that was presented by Ms. Shanahan, deal with it right now, dispose of it, and then get back to the meeting that we're having right now? We can't.
So
is it that
no,
we can't do that.
Mr. Desjardins, there. No, that will. I can tell from my speaking list on the that will not happen.
I see.
Over to you, clerk, for the roll call, please.
so the chair's ruling is that the motion is inadmissible. Shall the chair's ruling be sustained, which is to say shall the chair's ruling be upheld. Ms. Bradford.
No, I oppose the ruling of the chair.
Mr. Weiler. Was I wrong?
Correct. I want to oppose the ruling.
Ms. Killid? No. Ms. Shanahan?
No.
Ms. Yip?
No.
Mr. Nader?
Yes.
Mr. Brock?
Yes.
Mr. Barrett?
Yay.
Madame Sinclair-Designy?
Oui.
Mr. Desjardins?
Yes.
Thank you. Beginning our third round, Mr. Nader, you have the floor for 5 minutes, please.
Sorry, point of order. Sorry, to
Yes.
my colleague. I apologize to my colleague. Just in terms of the time operation now, is it possible? Will our time be recovered, or will the last round of our questions be
No,
eliminated?
It is my intention, Mr. Daisley, to recover your time. We are beginning the third round. I plan to do 3 and 4, so you will have 2 more slots, subject to the willingness of the committee. Okay.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Nader, you have 5.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you to you for ensuring that members get their time despite the obvious obstructionary tactics by the Liberal National Caucus Chair. But nonetheless, thank you, Chair, and through you, thank you to our witnesses.
Thank you very much, Chair. And again, I'd like to thank the witnesses for appearing here today, and I regret the accusatory nature of some of the questions that you have been subjected to here today, and I also apologize for you having been subjected to some housekeeping that I did earlier. But I firmly believe that members of Parliament should be held to the same standard that they expect contractors, that they expect employees, that they expect the public to be held to, that have dealings with taxpayer money, and so that was the nature of my interventions earlier, but we can see that was shut down for today, but may be revisited at another time.
Thank you, Chair, and it's too bad that the Liberal National Caucus Chair doesn't like our questions, but unfortunately the government failed, and we have to ask questions on behalf of Canadians so that taxpayer money is properly spent.